Hello everyone! Today we're going to build a classic rock paper scissors game in Python, step by step. We'll start by adding a comment header and importing the random module, which we'll use later to let the computer make its choices. Next, let's define the possible moves in our game: rock, paper, and scissors. We'll store these in a list called choices. This makes our code clean and easy to modify if we ever want to add more options. Now we'll define a function, play_game, to encapsulate our game logic. Inside this function, we'll create an infinite loop using while true. This allows the player to play multiple rounds until they decide to quit. Inside our game loop, we need to ask the player for their choice. We use input to get their response and $lower to convert it to lowercase for easier comparison. We'll also add a loop to ensure the player enters a valid choice from our choices list. With the player's choice ready, it's the computer's turn. We'll use random.choiceChoices to randomly pick one of our defined moves. Then, we'll print both the player's and the computer's choices so everyone knows what happened. Now for the core game logic, determining the winner. The simplest case is a tie, which happens if both the player and the computer chose the exact same move. We'll use an if statement to check for this condition. Next, we'll check all the conditions where the player wins. Rock beats scissors, paper beats rock, and scissors beats paper. We use elif to check these specific combinations, making sure to combine them with or for any of them to be true. If it's not a tie and the player didn't win, then by elimination, the computer must have won. We can use a simple else statement to catch all other scenarios and declare the computer as the winner. After each round, we want to ask the player if they'd like to play again. We'll take their input and convert it to lowercase. If they don't say yes, we use break to exit our while true game loop. Finally, outside of our main game loop, we'll print a friendly thanks for playing message. Then, to actually start our game, we need to call our play_game function. I'll also add a comment showing how to run this script.